TSM versus Kinguin. Kinguin surprising us taking the first map D-Train there, but we don't want to keep you waiting any longer. We could go into this Dust2 predictions all day long, but we're actually going to jump straight onto the server here. The players are ready, we're ready, I know you guys are as well, so let's not mess around. Let's get on there and see what can go down. So, quickly guys, before the game does start, how do we see this one going? I think after that performance there, Dust2 is the perfect arena for Kinguin going forward, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we should be converting into believers at this point. We were talking about how the storyline is eventually going to end for Kinguin, but seriously, if they keep their individual performances up to the level they have throughout this whole evening, I think Dust2, just like you mentioned, is the kind of map where that's just going to shine even more. But that being said, TSM is a very good team on this map. They have a lot of things up their sleeves, so it's not going to be easy, that's for sure, for Kinguin.
The thing is, TSM do struggle a little bit more when they start on the T side. I know their CT side is much stronger on this map, so this could be a very interesting series indeed. We see now, looking at the buy, 4 sets of armor for TSM, and they're actually going to be heading over towards Upper B tunnels, but Dennis and Rainey, just actually getting that attention towards short, trying to work out what's going on. Actually not going to opt to stay there too long though, as TSM do group up towards mid. You assume going to be utilising those mid doors here, maybe a CT spawn smoke coming in.
It's looking good right now for that CT spawn smoke, and then we got has disconnected, so now Dupree's going to be charging straight in, diving around the corner, making sure he doesn't get any headshots on him. There is Get Right, who connects and delivers the fatal blow. Rain's there as well. This is a great start again for the CT side of Team Kinguin, but look at this, Carrigan now looking. There's the first headshot, looking to land the second, can't quite pull it off, and now he is all by his lonesome. Get Right and Dennis chime in for frags. And Carrigan, do you have something special up your sleeve? Because that's what's going to be required of you right now. And the same could be said to the rest of TSM after that previous performance. They are going to need to step things up big time. Carrigan, between a rock and a hard place, and as expected, he will be dropped. So Kinguin win another pistol round.
Get Right with some big plays there.
Yeah, I agree.
Getting, he got 2 kills there, one at the doors, and then another one just pushing him back into the window as Carrigan was sneaking there in the middle, leaving Carrigan alone in a 1-on-3 situation. Not much going in his favor, and there we go. Kinguin picking up another pistol round.
Yeah, no bomb going down either. Pretty convincing stuff from Kinguin, has to be said. No force by there from the T side. They're actually going to be going for a couple of Deagles and PT-50s, but only 2 flashbangs as well. Not really committing to too much. Rain once again pushing up on that short area. See if he can get some damage off, and damage he does indeed. And Rain actually taking down twice there as well.
And a second frag, and a bomb has now been dropped as well. Just to add insult to injury for TSM. That MP7 is bagging itself a lot of frags right now, so Rain is going to be swimming in the funds when we go through to the a couple rifle buys that will be coming up now. And Kinguin have taken a 2-0 lead and lose no players in the second round, so that's pretty huge for them.
Yep, with TSM having to go for that second eco round here, considering no bomb plants happening in the first or the second round. So some P250s, a couple of flashes and smoke. So guess they have a plan coming up here. See what they do.
Oh yeah, all 4 players from the team heading towards the B tunnels now. And with the smoke and the flashbangs, you'd assume maybe more a mid sort of split strategy. Makaleli's going to be waiting there for them as they make their way out though.
Pulling back, he does survive, and there is Scream just getting the sprays down. 3 for him. Actual fact, it's just 2 was Makaleli who got the USP 1-tap to device there.
Look at that. TSM only picking up 2 frags in total in the first 3 rounds. Looking very similar to what we saw when, who was it that played Dignitas with a similar situation.
That's
in a match against Na'Vi.
Absolutely.
On overpass, but that actually took more than 3 rounds as well. I think it was like after 5.
This is a very interesting round though. Obviously, Kinguin going to be keeping their low economy weapons. Scouts, P90s and a FAMAS in the first gun round. Definitely a good idea. If you can win this round, you're off to such a phenomenal start in terms of the economy, but Device has got the AWP out. Not going to be committing to too much just yet. The CT's not showing a lot of aggression either. They're going to be sitting back and seeing what the T's bring to them.
Yeah, playing more of a passive defensive role right now. The CT's not going for the aggression. We saw this in the previous rounds as expected, though, when it's MP7s and the like up against pistols. This time the respect is shown from Kinguin. Gonna see a scout versus an AWP potentially. Well, we've already seen, especially from Chris J's hands, what that scout's capable of doing on this map. Pretty scary. Yeah, GetRight having a quick peek into mid with that P90. It's almost perfectly poised for him. And there's the first frag as well to be throwing the pop flash with the P90. He could very well throw the second and then just push on in with Rain as well. So they have this beautiful crossfire set down with the smoke as well. Rain is now going to have a quick push. He can't get anything from this in the first time of asking. But there we go. He has tanked up. Zipex very, very low here. And you can see it on the cross. Scream just comes in for 2 frags and shuts down this push from the terrorists. In doing so, he's given the B site open, but he just peeks back round with the deagle. He's looking for the final frag, and he connects it. Huge plays from Scream and Kinguin. Not only do they win the 4th round, they keep 4 players alive.
What are you going to do when they're TSM, when the individuals from Kinguin are playing like this? This is like total disaster for TSM so far. And just look at this. Totally blind as well with that second kill. And here comes the deagle show. Picking up their Cajun.
Double trouble.
And also Device.
Oh my
wow,
goodness.
these plays are pretty huge so far. TSM has to be frustrated at this point. They really need to reset themselves.
They do bring 4 deagles to create their own deagle party perhaps, and let's see what they can do. Michael Elliott opening up, taking the Zipex. GetRight's going to be pushing in the upper B tunnels as well, reacting straight away, utilizing that P90, takes out Cajun, gets the bomb as well. This is an absolute massacre. Kinguin really are rolling, firing on all cylinders right now. The last 2 players will be towards shore, but I think they'll be disposed of pretty quickly here.
Seems like GetRight is their good luck charm. Since he's joined, they have absolutely battered TSM in almost every single aspect.
Absolutely. Now that's 5 in a row now. Obviously the loss bonus.
Look at the money.
We're working their they kept the P90 for so long, and you see GetRight there. He's actually going to, after a full buy, still have 5k. Same goes to Scream 10k. Michael Ellie 11,000. So they really are set up for most of this game now. Device does pick up the AWP again, but Kinguin not opting to do that. They're just keeping with the 5 rifle setup, and why not? It's working so well for them. Like maybe a change of pace here, as Carrigan will actually get up short as fast as he possibly can.
Very quick push in for him. That's really only half the struggle, though, honestly. Peeking out after that could very well be death. I suppose the fact that Kinguin don't have an AWP, though, means that you can't put somebody in the spot where typically Cajun B is going to be, just looking up on the catwalk and get the picks when they push across. So that could come to haunt Kinguin somewhat, but you know, the fact they're getting the smokes down as well just fends off this push for a few more seconds. They're going in slow now. Here come the flashes. Here comes the push. There's no shots fired across from long, so you probably have a pretty good idea that maybe AWPs aren't in play here from the CTs. And now Makalele, after that pop flash, is going to have a quick peek. He's going to get the first. No, he doesn't get the first frag. I assume that Dupree was a dead man. Dupree survives on 15 HP. And this could be the moment where TSM finally get themselves on that board. Nice frag from Cajun B into the back of Dennis, who was checking into lower tunnels. What a shot, though, from GetRight. I did not expect him to get that frag onto Device. And that could potentially bait the CTs into trying to retake the site now. The flashes come on over. You can see quite a few of the TSM players. 2, in fact, half their team is extremely low on HP. But one of those is Dupree, and he fires off the headshot onto Rain. And that's going to be a save.
Yep. Best they can hope for Kinguin at this point is getting some extra frags from TSM. That would really help them a lot going further in this half.
All the players low as well. Dupree, Carrigan, even after KSB goes down, going to be very low HP indeed, but that was a pretty nice strat from TSM. One of the things about Kinguin is that everyone knows that Rain will play the long area by himself, and after that heavy mid presence there, and they lost the short control, it was almost an impossible hold for Makalele by himself on the site. Didn't have anyone ready to work with there. He got taken down and the round fell apart. So now they get the AWP out. That's when he's going to be stronger. He can play that A side by himself with the AWP, but the rifle is too much to ask for, I'd say.
Device was almost spoiled for choice there. 2 or 3 players jumped across and narrowly missed out. See that Dennis is taking a bit of damage alongside Scream, but not enough to really cause them too many problems here. Again, TSM just holding up in mid.
Got the short control once again. Carrigan getting straight up there. Worked out so well for them last round. Once again, Rain is going to be by himself towards long, and it seems like a very similar execution coming in here. Same smoke goes down. We saw Carrigan drop down to spawn last time. Will he be doing the same? He will indeed.
Oh, Carrigan drops down and gets the frag, and no one's there to watch it either. And a second frag as well. Rain, long range, just taps the head of Carrigan, but the bomb's now planted for short, so there's no chance of Rain stopping this from coming to fruition. Device narrowly misses out on that AWP shot. And now again, the CTs are almost in an identical position to last round. Bit of deja vu here from them. Miss of the AWP shot. And here comes Rain. He is pushing up, as you can see, left of your screen. There's the first frag. keeping this round interesting, keeping TSM guessing. Meanwhile, he's being tapped across from behind from Cajun B, and 3 frags come in for Team Kinguin. Are they going to be able to defuse this, though? I think they should be good to go. It's going to be very, very close. 1 second on the timer, and the defuse comes in. That was a complete catastrophe for TSM.
Cajun B.
What?
He missed that kill. And then just everything escalated pretty quickly from there on out.
It really did. You can say that. I think all the 3 frags happened at the same time. Carrigan opening it up fantastically. First 2 frags for him. Almost a mirror of the last strat as well. And they get full control here. Rain takes one down, but like you said, it just got really crazy very quickly all of a sudden. And now this is a very dangerous round with TSM. They lose this. They're definitely broken here. Dennis opens it up, takes down Device. Zipex answers straight back, though. Takes him down. 4-on-4 situation, but you can't say this favors the T's considering the buy they have available to them. And Machiavelli still has the AWP. He's going to be towards middle this time. But definitely the T's on the back foot here, trying to work out what they're going to do to break this CT defense right now.
So rough. They have been able to get an AK on the hands of Cajun B, who up until then only had a Tech 9, but still only 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs, 3 flashes to play with from TSM. And the way the CTs are positioning as well, they're getting quite a lot of information across the board, so they know it's not going to be long. It's unlikely that they're going to be pushing through Catwalk anytime soon, so they can afford to just hold on to these positions right now. Get Right has been a man mountain so far.
Well, it's going to have to prove that once more. 4
Yep.
players in the upper B area. Just going to be him and B for now. He has got some backup now.
Makalele, yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. This is actually a perfect play for Kinguin, and they're not going to think Get Right's there for a second.
What a read as well, by the way. Just like instantly peeks on the round. Oh, Makalele's been caught there. Get Right. He doesn't peek out in time. Is he going to be able to lurk his way to victory again? He is waiting, biding his time, ready to strike like a coiled viper. When is he going to pull the trigger? It's right here, right now. There's the first one and the second one. And a third as well. Get Right just goes huge and gives another round potentially to Team Kinguin. Cajun B has his work cut out for him.
I told you they wouldn't check that. It was such a perfect play. When then Makalele was at the back there, you just knew it was going to be amazing from him. What a perfect execution as well, lurking out the right time. As soon as the bomber's committed and he can't fight, takes down one of the teammates, takes down the bomber, and gets that bonus frag in the tunnels as well. Amazing stuff from him, and that's such a huge round. Although TSM do get the bomb down, they're definitely going to be broken here and going to be on the pistol buy. What a round that was. Just enjoy that for a second. Really smart play from Get Right there.
Like, to get 2 kills, fair enough, but that third kill was the real nail in the coffin there.
And that could as well just have broken TSM totally. Like
Yeah.
the last nail in their coffin.
Just like the morale in the camp as well. You're probably thinking, what the hell, guys? No one actually checked that position. Are we kidding? There we go. Maybe there's some life yet in TSM as they get the first frag on to Get Right.
This would be the perfect way to bounce back from that low morale if they can sneak this round out. So far, so good. They're onto the bomb, but you can see Makalele is just waiting for a head to pop up in his aim, and then he will be taken that off. Bomb's been planted. Here comes the retake now. Rain is the first one in, and the first one to bag himself a frag here. He's looking for more. He's not going to get it. Dupree shuts him down with ease. Dennis is now the player who just pops on through, and all the players have fallen down. I mean, a decent attempt from TSM, but it's not good enough to get them the round. And going back onto what you said before, there's been 2 rounds now that TSM should have won, and they've completely lost. So
yeah. But really good since Kinguin had so many nades to work with. Made it look pretty solid there on their retake to be
Device, he's one of our main players. He's actually on 0 kills right now. 0 for 9, and round number 10, you normally expect him to be...
How often do you see that?
No, that's what I'm saying, exactly. Like, this is uncharted territory for TSM. Device not actually getting a single kill within the 10th round. It'll be very difficult for them going forward. Now, 8-1 for Team Kinguin as they continue their onslaught here, looking very strong indeed.
they're looking world beaters right now. Device with that pop flash goes in, but Makalele again with the AWP close range is going to be silencing him. And again, just 2 frags in quick succession. Makalele is happy to just sit here all day long. And TSM, they're simply running out of time here on this half to start to get some rounds together. And this isn't a map either that's heavily CT-sided. I'm sure everyone would agree. Like, you're expecting the T to at least some rounds here. Molotov is landed. And does force the CTs to relocate a bit. Here we go. The players coming through along as that camera angle perfectly shows. 2 players coming up long right now. Makalele has fire to his left and his right-hand side. He can't do anything from this. Very well executed from TSM. Cajun B in perfect position now to fend off Rain, who's coming up. And meanwhile, Get Right is on long again. He has been inspired today. Another frag for him. He's looking for the TSM player who's on the site. That is Carrigan on 100% of his HP. The flashes come over from Get Right. He wants to push in. This frag could be huge, and there we go. The fact that Cajun B takes it on Rain allows him to get across fire along, which is where Get Right is. And TSM finally get their double scoreline here. 2 rounds on the board.
Good job from TSM there, applying a lot of pressure on Mike Galella, making his work on top of A almost impossible. But looking at him, what he's able to do before, though, a great 2 kills there. But then the TSM basically gave him no room to work with anymore.
They're very good at this CT drop-down strat, getting up there and pinstring the bomb site in that sort of fashion. It's very strong. Looks like the CT push coming in with the AWP that is smoked, just going to cancel that one out, but could have really paid off for them there. Michael Eddy obviously moving that AWP around every single time, just misses out there. Device does take him down and enters the game finally with a frag. And that could be a very influential frag indeed, taking down the AWP play.
Hopefully that wakes him up a tiny bit, gives him some more confidence, and he can start to rack up the kills here. Device, as you can see, just looking through mid to get that frag. Very nicely done. And there's a second frag as well. Carrigan in the meanwhile with the AWP. This is much better from TSM. What a shot onto Dennis. And that leaves Get Right all by his lonesome with that AWP. Probably just going to want to try and... well, actually switches to the M4. I was going to say maybe try and back away and get some long-range shots, but there you go. He has dropped. Still decent economy for the CTs. Well, I say that, actually.
No, it's not going to be. This is going to break them slightly. Yeah. That's the second round in a row for TSM. The rounds have been very close. You have to remember, these have all been like really touch and go one-on-one situations. People was going huge and massive individual efforts coming in. So they are going to be broken here. Pistols, 5.7s, Deagles. Rain has got some body armor as well. So hopefully this is the chance for TSM to build some momentum. And everyone knows they need it right now.
Oh, that dink. Didn't do too much damage. I think that was through the wall there, just onto the device call at the top of his head. And he's able to get a second kill. And he definitely is starting to shift through the gears somewhat. That's 3 frags in this round. Zipex has been picked off from Dennis with the 5.7. He's going to trade that up as well for the AK-47. He goes for the peak, gets the frag. He's going to need to spin round, and Cajun B this time does put him down 8-4. And if TSM can drag it back to like 6 or 7 rounds, they've still got a really good chance at this, of course.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's definitely not over yet at this stage. This is obviously going to be a defining round, though. If Kinguin can get back into this and potentially take an 11-4, for example, that's when it gets into very dangerous territory for TSM. But I think this one has got a lot more to tell. The story definitely isn't over here. As we go into round number 13 now. TSM once again showing a little bit of aggression towards B, and that's a big pick. Makaledi actually taking a lot of damage from the grenades there, but the headline is he took Cajun B down with.
He'll certainly take that trade. As you say, 80 damage worth from those grenades. And here we go, just seen that again. Here comes the booster. Oh, Carrigan gets flashed out. That was a fantastic flash from the CTs just to make sure they couldn't get picked on the crosshair as they boosted up on the elevator. That being said, though, they've lost their short player, which now makes it so vulnerable for Kinguin to still be on this site. But Device again gets dinked. He's down to 9. If Makalini had landed that shot, I'd have been done. And he doesn't manage to do so. It's all down to Dupree. And he is in CT spawn. We'll get that free frag onto Makalini. That gives his position away, however. There's a second frag. Maybe there is another chapter to be written here from him. He's going to have Rain pushing his 6. And then there we go. He will be fragged. Just way too many angles to cover for Dupree. But nice attempt anyway.
So yeah, another close round for the CTs there, which means the economy still isn't fully recovered or even stabilized here. Just to note, Device, after a couple of rounds ago being on 0, has picked it up, got 6 kills on the board, so finding some form finally.
And we're used to seeing TSM with a lot of structure in their play, and so far we're not really seeing a lot of it. I don't know if it's Kinguin's randomness or the rounds that have already happened that's causing them to play in a much more looser style, and it's not working as well this time.
Well, Michael Eddy boosted up onto short this time. He's aware what Carrigan's been up to. The screen, no fear at all whatsoever. They're going to take advantage of the B tunnels. What's the reaction from the T's here? Do they just allow them to have it? Or do they challenge it? Device does take down Michael Eddy. That's the AWP player on short, but this B area is under huge contention right now.
Dupree did spot both those players, though, so just instantly Team SoloMid know that A is pretty vulnerable. The question is, where is this A defender? And look at this, Dennis is hiding. Both players going past him. He will get spotted. And I think TSM now are very wary of checking every corner before they push onto sites after that get right play.
And when now we see Kinguin saving up their weapons, the right choice. There's not really a lot to do for them. Get right with 2 HP as well. Scream sitting at 52. 2-4 situation. Approaching the last round of the first half. TSM though, they're slowly creeping into it. We obviously know they have a really good CT side, so
Yeah,
if they get up to that 5, when they got up to that 5-6 mark, they still have a lot of life in them.
That's the whole thing that we were talking about before the game. I really do love their CT set out the T side. So it's not up to too much, and this is probably testament to that as well, getting completely shut down for the first half of this opening rounds, to say the least. But the thing is, we know that breaks the Kinguin economy even further after having a difficult buy up into that round. So you have to assume TSM are going to be looking at 9-6 here, but the way this game has gone down, I don't want to start predicting anything. Let's see what this round has to offer.
That is a wise decision, Henry. The games all day have been pretty crazy with the results, but Kinguin showing that they're not a one-trick pony. It wasn't all down to luck that they get through to this stage. I will say, oh, Carrigan there, just through the smoke. I will say that TSM have pulled this back phenomenally, considering they're 8-1 behind at one stage.
Really sure, I forgot that was the scoreline.
Things could have gone so south for them, if not for a couple of key rounds. But as we've been speaking here, TSM getting the entry frags and bringing us down to just that mag 7. The lone survivor is Makalele. No reason for him to save, of course. This is the final round of the half. He spotted himself a player long range, dink, and does get the frag. That's so cheeky. That's probably as far as he goes in this round, honestly. You can see that Zipex has him on the cross. Didn't do any damage, interestingly enough, there. There's still a minute to play with, so maybe I've written Makalele off too soon. He just charges straight in. He fears nobody. If he'd pulled that off, I may have just left the studio. I'm just saying, like, I would have been done with CS after that point.
You're staying here for now, it seems. But 9-6, like you said, really nice comeback from TSM. When it was 8-1, we thought that one may have been too far gone for them, but they keep the mental fortitude strong. We saw Devicer having a shocker of a game into the later rounds there, but obviously it doesn't matter what it's like. It's the rounds you win, and they're obviously stepping up to get them 6 on the board. So here we go then. 4 sets of armor for TSM, 1 diffuse kit, 1 nade as well. Let's have a look at the T side as well. Actually going to have 2 utility players this time, so something a little bit more methodical from them. But CT's doing a very similar boost to what we saw from Kinguin here. So we'd assume with the positional control they have right now, going out towards middle will be viable for them as well. B split perhaps.
I'm trying to keep them CTs unaware, keep them off guard. That smoke in mid, and now Rain's going to hold a similar position to what Carrigan did. You can just see the bunny coming through there from Kinguin as they get 3 frags. It's Rain who is the player that gets the shot into the back of Cajun B as he tries to exit out of the site. And it's all on Carrigan and Zipex. They do have a defuse kit. That grenade lands by Scream. What a shot from Get Right. Jeez. Once again, this guy, man. I'm running out of things to say about him. He's just been that good.
He's just good.
I think Kinguin has won all 4 pistol rounds in this match as well.
That's a good shout. Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, that shot from Get Right there. You thought the CT had that all tied up. Okay, got to take my time here. All of a sudden, Get Right blows your head off and secures the round there.
17 for 9 as well. Top fragging by a considerable margin.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal ever since he stepped onto the server. But the headline is another pistol on around for Kinguin. It's only going to help them in their campaign here. TSM opting not to buy up too much in this. We have seen him in the past by Scouts and Dust2, but definitely looking for the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think in this pressure situation right now, they're down a map. They're 9-6 down on the first half. Wow, what a shot from Rain again. This guy is just out of control right now. I think it's the pressure when they're saving as much as they have.
Rain with the second frag on top of that. Again, he's gone back to his entry routes. Cajun B and Zipex have both been tagged so heavily through that smoke. It's Rain who picks up yet another frag. He's getting so much money in his back pocket. His bank balance is large. And it's all on Cajun B, and he's not going to get anything. Rain picks up 4 frags in that round, not for the first time today. 11-6.
That's the first 2 rounds going in favour of Kinguin. Obviously, you would assume TSM not buying much going into this. They have got a couple of Deagles there, 3 P250s, 1 HE bought for Carrigan as well. Let's have a look at that shot from Rain. That is crazy good how he's managed to pick that one off the MP7. But there we go then. That's just Rain things, I think. But now a much more aggressive round from Kinguin this time. Going straight up short. Dennis opens up to Carrigan. Cajun B answering back down to Rain. And Get Right neutralising the situation there.
As expected, Kinguin able to just force on through with their huge weapon advantage. Couple dinks there on to Get Right as he pushed towards A. and then Dennis with a couple frags. So that is going to sit us at 12-6. And now TSM has so much pressure in this next round. If they lose this, they've almost got 1 foot out of it, maybe. This is huge.
This is going to be a huge first weapon round, that's for sure.
You're absolutely right there. You can see once again, Kinguin. They're keeping the scout this time.
I would really stick to a high tempo gameplay from Kinguin right now. Really put the pressure on TSM early on and fly with that.
It's been working so well for them so far.
So they will upgrade to the AWP. A lot of we do see keep the scout, but obviously a lot on the line here. They want to make sure they guarantee this round. Scream going to be facing out long very fast. Huge headshot from him. What an opening to the round. Can he keep it up? Gets taken down by Carrigan, but that could have been horrible for TSM. They get themselves back into it.
He did spot 2 players around long, though. So that would have been called out.
That should have been the call for Kinguin then, just to react straight away. Let's get
exactly,
it to B.
Exactly what I was about to say. I thought they may just like all out blitzkrieg onto the B side, but they're not. Again, the respective shot.
Actually, the perfect thing would have been just run out of short because they knew they didn't have CTs just running around from long to A site.
So going for the delayed push onto B, the Molotov to get rid of the spot that Get Right so beautifully played earlier. And that is going to play into the hands of TSM here, as they are getting the M4 kills down. So a bit of a head-scratching moment from Kinguin, and it's not even a case that Get Right has the bomb and he can plant from this position. It was dropped on the B side. So TSM not only getting the round, they keep 4 players alive. That was exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, Device and Dupree, they have a really solid B defense on this map. So if I'm playing against them, I don't want to just walk into them. They just have it on lockdown. So you have to have some tricks under your sleeve. As we see Scream here with another insane shot. Had he been able to get another one there, we would be watching at a 13-6 scoreline.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here we go. 3 more CTs going towards long now, just waiting for that push once again, whether they get similar sort of confrontation towards long. Not going to happen this time, so they can send a player back. It's going to be on KG this time. You know how strong he can be on Dust2. He's going to be at long just for now, but obviously we're falling back to that car area. Ebony Shorts. Possession is gained by the T's there.
So TSM using the vast majority of their smokes pretty early on in this round. Only have 1 to play with now, and that's in the hands of Zipex. So this could be something that Kinguin have sussed out, and they decided to push in a bit later on and make the use of their advantage. But that being said, as I'm speaking, Get Right has been picked off. That'll definitely neutralize that issue. TSM with the player advantage here. Is it a case, Henry or Natu, that you think we should be looking at more catwalk pushes from Kinguin, or are they playing this?
This is the whole thing, right? Would they know how strong Cajun B is on that area? It's very difficult to neutralize if you don't have the executions to take him down. But it seems like they will be going for him. Merkelade knows exactly where he is, but what are you going to do? It's a very difficult shot. It's a horrible angle to face, and that should be the round tied up now.
Certainly should be. I've said that a couple of times today about Kinguin, and they have just came back and surprised us. They have got the bomb planted here.
Time will tell whether they can hold off the CT. It's going to be very difficult hold, and Device even harder as he takes that Scream.
Nice shot from him. You see now the terrorists both on the side. Both are being choked out. Both have no room left. Dennis with 2 frags. And a third as well. Surely not. He can't pull off this 1v5. He had to switch to his Glock, and he's taken down.
What are we watching here?
Like,
this is insanity all across the map. Like everywhere, just things just go into this weird things just happening everywhere. But if I'm Kinguin, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just fall into Cajun B's hands like that. If you want to go catwalk, you have to make sure you have some pressure coming from long as well. As we see Dennis here with this insanity unfolding. But yeah, you need to have more pressure from long if you want to hit that A site on against TSM, because Cajun B is just going to be really easy for him if he gets to stand there in the car.
You just can't face him like Makaleli did. Like,
yeah, that makes no sense.
You don't know the exact angle he's holding. You're not going to win that battle. 9 times out of 10, it seems like. But they are going to be on the Quasi-Buy now. Tech 9s, Beagles, PT50s. And they start losing a lot of damage as well. Makaleli on 5 HP, Scream up 37. Trying to get their way up catwalk there, but it is going to be smoked out. And I think that's just going to force them to go back to middle. This round is pretty much over, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a fair shout to make. Again, they're going to be walking into the crosshairs of Cajun B. And there's 2 kills, maybe a third. Doesn't quite connect it, but Zipex, well, I expected him to maybe get a couple kills from that. He has fallen down, but it really is just on Scream, and Cajun B picks up his 3rd. And TSM hold on to their 9th, but here we go again. It's going to be another test of their strats, AKs with full grenades coming out. By and large, full grenades, just 2 Molotovs, but definitely enough to work with here.
Well, they haven't got the AWP this time. Makaleli has been playing very well so far on Dust2, but it's going to be 5 rifles. And so far, they're trying to gain a lot of mid-control and not really coming to fruition for them. A change of setup for TSM as well. They've been playing 3 players towards long at the start of these rounds. This time, opting to send the extra man towards B. And I like this as an adaptation, changing up and then predicting what the T's may be presenting to them. And this could be the perfect play as well. You can see 2 terrorists actually believing that mid may be open, but opting to go up to short this time with the bomb. It's going to be Cajun. Once again, the man has been so deadly for them, waiting with the AWP on A.
That's exactly it. And Kinguin will know this as well. So how do they try and counteract the Cajun B effect? Cajun's actually using a different angle this time. He's behind the boxes in long itself. Very slow, tense round here. Both teams know the importance of this round as well. TSM holding on just for now. You can see 3 players actually stacked towards that B side.
I think they're going to try and drop down to CT spawn this time. They know where KCB plays from, and if you drop down, you actually give yourself a much better chance here.
See,
there we go. There's the drop.
A player in long doors. They're just trying to fend off. I'm not entirely sure that was it Scream? I'm not too sure, but no, it wasn't Scream. He's got the bomb. He's just planted. They still have that player up in long. Bomb has gone down. Dupree now pushing through the smoke and the Molotovs. He's eating a bit of damage, but Carrigan's already on the side. He's not able to get anything done from there. That could prove to be so huge and influential in this round. TSM are swarming in though. Cajun B picks himself up another frag, but there's Dupree. He will get picked off from Dennis. Makaleli this whole time is still alive. Dennis again is landing headshots left, right, and center, and Makaleli alongside Dennis pick up the final round. And the final frag, I should say, of the round. I'm getting carried away there. 13-9. I don't know what I'm witnessing. This is crazy CS.
You can be forgiven for getting carried away, considering what we just witnessed there. Good Lord. Dennis once again with an absolute godlike play. It looked like TSM were going to retake that one, but he manages to find 4 frags there. Fantastic stuff from Dennis. Really impressive. And that's the only reason they're going to win rounds, it looks like, Kinguin, just with these huge individual plays.
Well. This round is going to be super huge. TSM's money is going to be broken if they lose this one.
Look at their utility. They have like pretty much nothing. No defuse kits, just 1 smoke, 1 flash, 2 smokes, pardon me. And that's maybe why Device is playing this aggressive style.
That's absolutely right. So when you don't have much to play with and you can't hold off the T onslaught there, you need to get in, try and find the first flag and shut down any executions they can try. Now the T's on the back foot. Their mission is to pick up some frags. And this is one you have to favour towards TSM now. They're looking very strong going into round number 23 now.
Just what they needed as well. And their backs against the walls. Still 3 players alive. And one of them is Dennis. And I think the beast at the end of his name has definitely been earned this game.
That's fair.
So when he's alive, you never quite know. And the people he's playing alongside are no scrubs either. Makaleli with that AWP is capable of getting the opening picks. And then, of course, on top of that, you've got Scream. He's been landing headshots all day, every day. Device misses the spray to do significant damage. But there's Makaleli with the AWP. It's ripping open players. Dupree has to fall back now. That flash is going to maybe stop the push from coming in, but that Molotov certainly will keep him in place for now. The bomb's been planted. Zipex with that CZ is looking to come through window. 2 players strong through tunnels, going to be coming through, and Makaleli's there once more. He's hungry for more frags though, and Carrigan is putting down the present this time, and Dennis has fallen down. There will be no clutch. Still a bomb plant. Is better than it looked when it was a 5-3. Didn't expect them to even get on the site.
Yeah, they were not supposed to really. Dupree just missing some shots there in tunnel, aiming towards that window, and they're forced to fall back, giving the control of the bomb side to Kinguin. They get the bomb down, and then he got to let it. Yeah, it could have got hairy there for TSM, but they clutch it in the end.
Yeah, we talked about how big that would have been. TSM definitely forced buy into that situation, and they go for those early picks as well. It's such a gamble. Had they have lost those initial confrontations, that could have been the GG at that stage, but took the calculated risk, got the frags, fell back, and that's a dream round for them. As we go into 13-10 now, it's going to push Team Kinguin onto the pistol buy here. A couple of players justifying some body armor. As long as they keep their money around the 2k mark, it's normally absolutely fine to do that. But Cajun B picking up the AWP once again, stabilizing the TSM money at least for now.
Oh, they're going through mid. And the only player watching this is Device. Can he get the spray in control? No. He does do a bit of damage here and there, but unable to get any frags. Here comes the push. Nicely dealt with by dupreeh, who gets himself to make that a third as well in the form of Device. dupreeh with the USP, though, does get himself the final frag of the round. And TSM hold on with all their weapons, so a decent play. And again, like, Kinguin could buy here, but it's not fantastic.
Oh, they're going to buy.
Yes, could be
They're investing into this. But they have a lot of nades to work with, enough on a map like Dust2 right now, so they're fine.
It's going to be a P250 and a Galil play for them, but as you say, there's plenty of utility to play with. We've already seen as well what the P250 and Galil are capable of doing today. That Molotov, interesting enough, will just stop them from even going through short. TSM just trying to force, I guess, Kinguin into a play. Trying to force them to try and get some information here. Pop flash through mid. Device is there this time, though. He's going to go for a pop. No one's home from the terrorists. Molotov on short. This is all just timing play from TSM. Just you see the 4 players congregating on short, and suddenly a Molotov in their face is going to stop them, and a HE as well. And that does pretty decent damage to the majority of Team Kinguin. Just chips away at their HP. Molotovs and flashes now ripping on in. There is the drop. Here comes the pushes. These flashbangs are on point. They've completely neutralized Zipex and Cajun for a few moments, but there is Zipex now with the CZ. He pulls that one out. He's hungry for some frags. Makaleli, meanwhile, will be shutting down Cajun. Get right, gets the frag onto Carrigan, and that's going to be another frag this time with the Zipex. So the 2 B players who have tried to maneuver themselves back onto the site, one of which is Device on 19 HP, have to try and retake this bomb. And dupreeh with the flashbang is going to get nothing out of that one. They've both got defuse kits. That's a slight silver lining on the dark cloud that looms overhead.
Yeah, it's close to an impossible retake at this point.
Yeah, look at this crossfire. Scream has got set up with Get Right there. Scream just getting the attention. You'd assume Get Right has cleared it up, and there it is. And that's a huge round in the context of everything, really. You look at the money now. TSM will be able to buy into this one. Double AWP set up for them. So they're replying. The good thing about what Team Kinguin did there, they finally lock out Cajun from the round. He's not able to get those easy picks. They smoke and flash the bomb side effectively. Molotov the side as well, taking that factor out of there and dropping down, getting the frags, and almost forced Zipex to do a difficult read there.
Mike Galala taking a lot of the heat away by getting those entry frags, playing a huge part of it.
Double AWP with double FAMASs as well.
You can imagine, I think TSM probably will take this round. Considering the buy they've actually proposed, I think this is a really good reaction. Scream going to be going out towards long again, though. They've actually got a nice set piece here. They go out, retake the long area. They're going to isolate Carrigan in the pit, but Cajun B takes down Dennis. Rain falls as well, and it's a complete mop-up from the CTs there. Carrigan finishing it off with Scream. And a 5-on-2 situation now. TSM bouncing straight back. And what a round it is to win. Obviously, it resets the terrorist money after winning one round. They only go in with $1,400 in the next one, and Zipex just finishes things off there. 14-12, and I think this one's going to go down to the absolute wire here.
Yeah, I think they just left a bit too much room for Cajun B and Carrigan to work with there. Not enough flash power. I think they're just the tempo and the rhythm of the flashes with how the players were attacking that long were just not in sync at this point, giving the possibility to Carrigan in the pit to work it out.
Well then, obviously Kinguin, like I mentioned before, $1,400. Just got out for a straight on B rush here. It will be locked down. dupreeh picks up 2 kills to open things, and the players are going to be stifled into that B tunnel. Nades will be dropping in. He'd be surprised if he even get a kill on this. So I say that, of course, Device drops, but still very simple procedure there for TSM. As we say, they go a step close to getting back into this. Kinguin still have the lead here. A difficult buy for them as well. They may want to look to the future, and actually they're not going to do that. No AWP again. This is what I'm saying. This double AWP setup will shut them down. They need to work out how they're going to present this next round. Obviously, Cajun B is still a factor for them.
I would love to see some really fast from Kinguin on this round, like a fast A split, fast B split. Really run into a different space.
Ooh,
leg coming in.
Yeah, Makaleli gets hit in the kneecap there. That instantly puts him on the back foot. So they actually trade across. I like that. The assault rifles. Get Right, who had the Galil, drops it to Makaleli. Gives him the beefier of the assault rifles. Not too many grenades missing from Kinguin, even though they don't have a fantastic buy up here. So they can still make this work. The issue is, again, it's as ever Cajun B. And no prizes for guessing where he currently is. Looking across to the catwalk. Also have a player from the T's just waiting back at T-spawn just to make sure that no shenanigans come in from the CTs. Agent B still looking up. It's almost an identical play as last time. Zipex is being tagged left, right, and center, but it's Dupree that gets the first frag. He gets traded out. Zipex is still in the CT spawn. He's going to throw a smoke actually just to fend off the push, and he's going to come through this push, and he's going to get caught from the side. Finally from Makalele, but the damage may have already been done here from the CTs. Nice USB shot on Cajun B from the heavily wounded Makalele. And this is such a precarious position for Get Right because the bomb was dropped outside of the site, but he manages to get onto that one. And still alive somehow. Meanwhile, you have to be careful. Because look at that from Carrigan. Slithering in to the tunnels. Bomb will be planted. Get Right. If he can get this first kill, he's got a chance. He's got a real chance at clutching this one out. In fact, both players will be coming through onto the tunnels to push together. And Get Right gets the first frag.
He's not going to be aware.
He's going to assume the second player's coming from doors, and in doing so, he could be caught out, but he spots Cajun B. Surely not Get Right. This would be such a brutal kill. He gets it as well. And Team Kinguin are 15-13 ahead.
Oh, they will owe a lot of everything to Get Right if they actually pull this through here. What an insane clutch there. It's just the game awareness of this guy is intense. It's just insane how he's able to read the situations. And there's no way you can really realize there's a second guy coming in from the tunnels.
Oh my
He
God.
makes that peek. He sees him and just plays it to perfection, putting TSM into a pretty dire situation.
And here we go then. Potentially the last round. We can see TSM do have some money here. Get Right, feeling that confidence. Actually gets taken down by Carrigan there. 5-on-4. Both teams struggling with money here. You can see Michael Eddy has got the scout out. Rain with the Tech 9 as well. But headline is TSM get the opening pick there. Carrigan's going to pick that one up. And Dupree comes in with one of his own. And actually this is a clear up for the CTs. As Dennis is the remaining player. And this game really is providing everything we wanted from this final of the last chance group.
Normally there'd be no hope, but it's Dennis. Some of the shots that he's pulled off today, there you go. Bit of an anticlimactic end, but I was going to say there's some of the shots this guy's pulled off today. Have just
All
been
right, now the
ridiculous.
Tech 9 A split,
Oh, their economy.
16-14 win.
If they do that,
I can see that happening.
I'm going to be sick.
I wouldn't be surprised with everything we've seen so far.
They actually, obviously, they have no money here. So the only choice is Tech 9's a scout as well. And they have got a decent set of grenades, more than I thought they would, to be fair.
Ooh!
What's just happened there? Okay. Oh, God, it's happening.
That's the perfect start.
Michael Eddy, huge frag there, potentially. You can see the CTs getting confused and a little bit flustered by that pick as well. Not really sure how to react. Cajun B, still going to be towards long there, but by himself this time. Not going to have Carrigan to back him up.
That shot was a bit sexy. You just saw the replay there. Through the doors, into the face.
That's exactly what they needed, given their current financial situation.
Next kill is going to be monster. It's going to be huge.
Absolutely, yeah. The only downside, I suppose, for Kinguin is they can't get onto that weapon as it is dropped in mid. But still, they'd have definitely taken that first frag. Absolutely. And we've already spoke about Tech 9s at length. This weapon is pretty brutal if you get up into the face of the enemy. You can see here that because of that opening pick, Cajun B now has to cover more angles by himself, so he's not going to be on the car itself. He's going to be behind the boxes, waiting for this push. The flashbangers get the terrorist in for now. Nice shot from him. Meanwhile, Zipex is doing work elsewhere on the map. Is Cajun B expecting that second player to be pushing his location? I'm not entirely sure, but it's Carrigan who's doing the work. No, Cajun B didn't realize this. And it's going to be overtime, ladies and gents. 15 apiece. What a map this has been.
Not entirely sure I agree with the fact of trying to do a fake at that point when you're playing with Tech 9s mostly in one scout. What you want to do with those weapons in those situations is just try to use that manpower and then running Tech 9 power to get those cheeky little headshots to start with. But yeah, there we go. TSM ties it up at 15-15. So the MR5 overtime looms ahead.
Yep, so everything reset now. 16k and another 10 rounds to go. So Kinguin, money definitely has been a problem for them on their T side. So interesting to see what approach they can get here. It looks like we're having a slight pause as well. It's probably needed after all the high octane players has come into us.
Oh man, yeah.
Dennis comes to mind with his big 4-man spray on short, and then that's what it seemed like the only rounds Kinguin really were getting on the T side at least when someone has went absolutely sick. Someone had to find and dig deep so immensely, and we saw Get Right, the 2-on-1 situation. That was a huge clutch from him, and yeah, it's been a fantastic final so far.
There's just been so many moments. Like also Get Right in the ninja spot almost on the B side as well. You know, biding his time, getting the triple kill, giving them the round is unbelievable.
So far though, Cajun B has been a very difficult prospect for them, and especially that last round there as well. He manages to pick up 2 frags, but there you go.
This, of course, was round 2, wasn't it, when Rain just went huge with the MP7. You know, was kind of a sign of things to come. Scream as well has been on point. I think he's been a bit overshadowed with the crazy plays that Get Right has pulled off alongside Dennis, but Scream's been there. He's been chugging away and getting the frags here, there, and everywhere. Here's the Get Right player I was talking about before. Hides in there, bides his time. Triple kill coming in. If you just joined us, you've missed a cracking map. And
Well,
Dennis as well.
I think we'll have a cracking overtime coming up as well.
That's the dream. I just hope this doesn't go like an absolute slaughter. It would be such a sad way to end this. But yeah, you can definitely understand why the players are taking a little bit of a break here, just kind of calming themselves down somewhat.
All right, it seems like team both is ready here, so on pause is confirmed. The match is about to go live here. It's overtime. As I said, it's max rounds 5, so first to 6 rounds.
Absolutely. It seems like still having some issues here. I assume it's the players needing a little bit of a timeout there just after a really long drawn-out affair in regulation time. As soon as I saw the way this was going, after Get Right won that clutch, I knew it was going to overtime. There's no way they were able to buy back into that and hold off TSM. Once their money was built and they got the double AWP set up out especially, it seemed like Kinguin had no reply in that situation. But like we said, everything reset now. 16k for both teams. Money's still a factor though, believe it or not. If you're new to CS and you haven't seen an overtime before, when you get down to the 5th round, especially as a CT, if you've lost a couple and you haven't constantly rebuy, you will see some players playing the pistols towards the end here. So don't rule it out as being full-on gunfare. So see, we're finally ready to go into this. The countdown begins. No double AWPs for TSM actually, so they were running that in regulation, but deciding not to do it this time. Just going to be Cajun, but the way he's playing right now, that should be absolutely fine. Michael Ellie going to get the AWP as well, so some confrontation perhaps in the middle. Will actually hit Dupree as well. I could just feel it in my bones that was coming. So that's the opening bit of damage done there.
So 2 players jump across now. I was fearing the worst for TSM. 35 HP left, still enough to work with, but yeah, also without having the double AWP set up, it could be a case of what you said, that economy could play a vital part in this overtime, you know, and if you go for the AWP, that's a lot of money that you're putting into this round.
There we go, then the T's not really taking advantage of a certain area. Scream looking towards middle, just trying to work out. They know TSM like to leave us open and stack towards the bomb sites here. So the smoke goes down towards CT spawn. Let's see whether they actually go out with this.
We've seen this play a couple of times before from Kinguin. So TSM are going to have a general idea of what's coming up against them. It's all about that keyword execution. You can have the best strats in the world, but if you can't execute them, it means absolutely nothing. Makalele, in the meanwhile, going to be peeking through with the AWP by himself, looking for that first pick-off. Meanwhile, Cajun Beast holding his position with the other AWP. 2 AWPs in the playing field. Kinguin really taking every second. We've seen this set play so many times from them. It's Molotov onto site, it's the flashes, it's the smokes. Trying to neutralize Cajun B. This time Get Right doesn't peek out with the flash. He tries to catch Cajun B off guard, and in doing so, he gift wraps himself as an early present here in this round. Zipex with a beautiful spray down. There's 2 more frags. It's all on Rain. He's got the bomb, but that's all. And the device from behind, 16 to 15.
How many opportunities is Cajun B going to get on this bomb site? Seems like no one learning the lesson really. He's every single round towards that car area, and Get Right giving you another frag. Zipex though, he really did step up, coming through the mid to B smoke and picking up 2 frags of his own there.
There's a gap there in the smoke that really helped him a lot. Picking up Scream and Michael Ella there for free, essentially.
No damage done this time. CT's 100 HP. 3 towards long this time though. And it just seems to be the setup they employ quite a lot. Just wait for that initial push. Carrigan is then able to hold it by himself, and he's always good for 1 frag down there, so that's absolutely fine. Once again though, the T's not going to be employing anything too fast, just trying to fill the map out, see if they can find any initial aggression, which doesn't seem to come to fruition too much for TSM. They're very passive on the CT side here.
Yeah, very much the case. We saw Kinguin playing super aggressive on their CT side, like through mid, through long. I'm wondering if we can see that now in overtime, or if the pressure's going to start to mount up. Of course, if you have just joined us, it's a 1-0 lead to them here in this best of 3. So TSM desperately need this just to keep themselves in the running to join VP and Fnatic later on. And Zipex is the player that picks up the first frag. The bomb is down on catwalk, will be picked up and taken away to safety. Looks like we're going to be seeing a setup for mid here from Kinguin. In actual fact, it's not even a setup, they're just rushing straight in. Frags coming both ways. Zipex and Dennis have both came in with frags, and there's the Vice as well, but Get Right jumps into the site, gets himself the frag, and the bomb plant as well. Pretty key for the terrorists. This is going to be a very difficult site to retake, though. To hold on to, I should say, from Kinguin.
That's the thing.
Great pick from Get Right.
Are they expecting to play it through tunnels? No, they're not, and Carrigan again steps up big for TSM and gives them now a 2-round lead in overtime.
Seems like Kinguin really are struggling to actually execute onto the sides. It's very scrappy every single time, and if they do find a kill, they actually bundle into bomb sites together, and it's never a clean affair. So trying their luck and be there.
Yeah, I think what they're lacking, like I pointed out before, maybe head out more towards that A site, but have more pressure for long. Try to initiate something similar to what TSM has in their tactics book. An A split with a lot of pressure for long, but the main attack short, so that you have that offer from the CTs rotating as Device just gets that first pick.
That's where the double AWP comes into play. He had a shot at the first AWPer, wasn't expecting the repeak, I guess, and there you go, the frag comes in. Device is down to 28, but again, this is where Kinguin have struggled the last few rounds. Maybe this is why the more explosive play helps them out and allows their key aimers, the guys who are really feeling it right now, the likes of Dennis, to get those quick fire kills and to burst onto the sites. But TSM, I mean, they've been in these kind of positions so many times. They've got so much experience here.
And now they've got the double AWP setup as well. When you're in the 5-on-4 situation, this means you can stay true on the bomb site and hold some very deep angles there. So the Device actually, with the AWP in the back of B, this could work out very well for him. He just needs to find one frag and stay alive as long as possible. That's the bare minimum. You can see the boost coming over the smoke here. Get Right's actually going to be the one trying that one out, and he actually has got a perfect read. He spotted Device at the back there, but after getting flashed, won't be able to do much of it in the smoke now. Favors him. Device spams the smoke and takes one of them down.
Great shot. That flashbang completely destroyed the plans of Kinguin as well. We instantly saw them backing on off screen, though, with a headshot onto Carrigan. Problem is now it's a bit one-dimensional from Kinguin in this round. They've got 20 seconds. They can't afford to rotate unless it's right here, right now. And in doing so, Dupree has read the script. He knows exactly what's coming up, and he's positioned himself perfectly. But can he get these frags? Not quite yet. And because the time's so low, the terrorists can't stop. They have to push in, and that's going to be right into Cajun B. We've already seen what this guy is capable of on the A side. It's all on Get Right with the AWP, and he's been picked off.
It's like Kinguin's just running out of ideas at this point. Not getting really any openings whatsoever. And since they don't have a lot of set plays while Get Right is playing for them, it's hindering their possibilities at this point. They're not even seeing those crazy individual plays either. So that's I guess that's why pretty much what kept them alive. And
that's the only
so
rounds we
far
really saw them win on the T side before. Was just big individual, huge plays, and now
TSM's really taking a control of this.
5 AKs now for Kinguin. Luckily, not having too much impact with the AWP. It had to be said since overtime has started. We're going to round number 4 now of 5. So 2 more rounds available to them. Can they do anything with this? Get Right getting some early control. Sure, Dennis goes down to the hands of Carrigan down a long dive. He has 2 for his troubles. He will get neutralized finally, but the damage has already been done. It has to be said.
Oh man, Carrigan with 2 kills there was absolutely massive, and I think the Terrors will be kicking themselves. Pulling out that 5-7, getting the second frag. Zipex meanwhile on Catwalk. He's going to put a shoe into the ribs of Kinguin. Both players along. And yeah, I completely see where Nadi's coming from. It definitely does seem like Kinguin, they've just run out of steam a tiny bit here. Out of ideas, a bit uninspired perhaps. Those plays can really get your team hyped up, and when they're not coming in anymore, there's a bit of a lull in the action from them.
Yep, 4-0 for TSM as well at this point, so definitely not looking good for Kinguin. Let's see if they can actually pick up a single round here on the first half of the overtime.
So after that 16k start, you can see this is where the economy starts to rot away. Michaeletti now on the scout on the last round of overtime. It's going to be 4-0 in favor of TSM. So obviously in a very strong position now, and with a good chance of taking this last one as well, considering the buy they have.
Well, last time we saw Michaeletti land a crazy headshot through the double doors. This time not quite so lucky. And of course 21 is that magic number that TSM are chasing down, and they're looking pretty much on point to take that and take us into Mirage, I believe is the 3rd map. So woes would probably continue for Team Kinguin. Look at this play from Device, gets himself 2 frags, and again the damage has surely been done here. Kinguin only have 2 players remaining, and it's going to be Dennis and Scream. Both of them have to chime together. Scream with the first frag, he gets traded out from Dupree almost instantaneously, and now Scream in mid has to just back on away and hope for the best. Although all 3 players from TSM are pretty low, so is he. And he doesn't have the bomb. Look where that's dropped as well. It's on B side. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he can do here. Obviously, he has to go for it. No option to save. It's the last round of the first half of overtime here. But when you lose 5-0, you kind of have to think this is only going one way. I don't see Kinguin being able to be as strong as this TSMC defense, and KGB secures that 5-0 scoreline. As you mentioned, going to 21 is all they need to. 1 round required. The T-side wasn't great, but you have to assume they're going to get 1 round on the board here.
Yep, very underwhelming for sure. TSM, like we've been pointing out, they have enough of those tactics in their book to just come up with something and bring that 1 round, most likely. So it could be over quickly, and might be seeing a 3rd map here.
Yeah, then so single orb import purchased for Kinguin there. Michael Ellie, of course, he has been leading in charge of that one. Going to be facing straight towards middle as well. Smoke goes down. Makes that redundant. So the T's starting to right. They have got some control towards Long Carrigan with the AWP as well. He's actually going to be going for the double phase. Misses that shot. Perhaps should have had that one. Now puts himself in a very precarious situation as he's stuck in the open here. CT should shut him down here. Dennis kills Carrigan with Zipex will just reply.
Well, King are going to have to hope to try and recapture the form that saw them take an 8-1 lead on the CT side. And the fact that they've been so up against it these last 5 to 10 minutes makes it more and more unlikely. Dupree now going to be pushing on through the mid. No smoke down, but no one's home from the CTs either. Here we go, the push coming in, and Dupree lands the headshot onto Scream and just about survives to live to tell the tale as well. And this is looking like it's quickly going to go the way of SoloMid, unless GetRight can pull off a huge play once more. He's already done it several times today. Does he have one more in his locker to bring out here? Or are we going to be facing on Mirage? Here comes the push in from the CTs. The flashbang lands pretty well, but Zibex in the perfect position to take down GetRight in the backside. And now it's on Makalele's AWP. And he's just been picked off in midair. TSM pick up the 2nd map, and that's got to be demoralizing for Kinguin.
Well, we didn't expect that one to go to overtime, it has to be said, but TSM showing some amazing mental fortitude there, getting themselves back into it and really bouncing back when it came to overtime. 6 rounds in a row, very clean and very methodical indeed. What a game that was. Some huge plays coming in for the likes of GetRight, Dennis especially. He really did step up, and their T-side, just like we said, I think a little bit uninspired, not really sure how to break down that TSM defense.
I think you could easily make a highlight movie out of that 1 map alone. And I do think that was the one chance Kinguin had of nailing this best of 3, because they're going to be starting more than likely on T-side of Mirage. That's not going to be easy.
Well, we're going to take a quick peek at the scoreboard here and see who did step up. Now then, GetRight, 28 kills for him, leading the charge for Kinguin. See Dennis as well. Those two are the headline acts, it has to be said. And then across the board, actually, we saw Device was on 0 for 10 at one stage and finishes top fragging for his team. What a comeback performance that was for him.
Yeah. Who would you have as your MVP?
Oh man, there's so many choices.
Well, I'd say Cajun B for me. He might not have the most frags, but when you've got such a strong pillar on the A side, is locking down and getting a single frag every single time.
Great. I think you could pretty much pick anyone for TSM.
It's a good shout. Because Cajun B consistently held A over and over again, almost by himself. So yeah, I think.
Should we look at the heat map, boys? See where the action happened.
Do it.
It's gonna be crazy, I'd imagine. Oh man.
So let's try and dissect this. So TSM's T side, obviously not utilizing mid too much. They're trying to go up short a lot. They drop down to a lot of towards A, so a lot of contention toward that CT spawn area in the drop down zone. And Kinguin, you can see, tried almost everything here. But they did find a decent amount of frags. Obviously, mid to B splits came in for them, but the rounds they did win on the T side. Not really much to talk about because you see, like we said, kind of uninspired towards the end there. The last rounds of overtime definitely looked a little bit lost, and I can't really remember many frags or many situations it looked like they were going to win around there. So interesting stuff nonetheless.
Far from it, actually.
I think you're absolutely right when you say this was the chance for Kinguin to square this one out. They'd taken Dust2, obviously that would have been it, but going to Mirage, I'm not sure. But we've got an MVP as well, so who's that going to be? Device. And that's kind of funny, like I said, going 0 for, I think it was 0 for 11 at one stage, and actually bouncing like back to be the MVP. That just shows you what a world-class player can be.
8 first kills as well, still on the board. Kills. That's pretty, I think that's pretty good.
Especially with such a poor start, as you say, Henry.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to be able to bounce back like that. Yeah. You don't hear about that too often. I'm sure a lot of people in the chat were calling him out, saying...
That's usual, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, everyone would have assumed he was not going to come back. I don't think I would have said he would have come back and top frag on the server. Pretty sick stuff from him.
Kind of similar to Dennis earlier as well. Starts 0-5, finishes by far the top fragger, gets himself the MVP. So maybe a recurring theme today.
We have got Mirage coming up next.
Yep.
So we are going to take a very quick break now. Don't go anywhere. Obviously, we come to the crescendo of this series and find out who is going to be the last chance champion here. Damage he does indeed. And Brain actually taking down twice there as well.
And a second frag, and the bomb has now been dropped as well. Just to add insult to injury for TSM. MP7 is bagging itself a lot of frags right now, so we can see it on the cross. Scream just comes in for 2 frags and shuts down this push from the terrorists. In doing so, he's given the B site open, but he just peeks back round with the deagle. He's looking for the final frag, and he connects it.
Karrigan opening it up fantastically. First 2 frags for him, almost a mirror of the last strat as well. And then get the bomb down. They're definitely going to be broken here and going to be on the pistol buy. What a round that was. It's just enjoyed atmosphere. But I think this one has got a lot more to tell. The story definitely isn't over here.
A lot of structure in their play, and so far we're not really seeing a lot of it. I don't know if it's Kinguin's randomness or...
That is crazy good how he's managed to pick that one off the MP7, but there we go then. It's just rain things, I think, but...
You see Dennis here with this insanity unfolding, but yeah, you need to have...
It looked like TSM were going to retake that one, but he manages to find 4 frags there. Fantastic.
There once more. He's hungry for more frags though, and Karrigan is putting down the pressure this side.
But they have a lot of nades to work with. Enough Dust2.
Tech9's scout as well. They've got a decent set of grenades, more than I thought they would.
Early present here in this round. Zipex with a beautiful spray down. There's 2 more. Are they expecting to play through tunnels? No, they're not. And Karrigan.
Getting some early control. Sure, Dennis goes down to the hands of Karrigan, down a long dive, and he has 2 for his troubles. He will get neutral finally.
Take us into Mirage, I believe, is the 3rd map. So Woes would probably...